Hello and welcome to the fifth and final round coverage at the Open 2018 presented by Latitude 64. We're here at the fantastic, beautiful Ale facility here in Ale, Sweden. This is the fourth and final event of the European Pro Tour 2018.
Yeah.
And we've got big, sneaky commentary here. Myself, Jeremy Koling, joined as always by the local superstar hero.
Oh, thank you.
Emil Dahlgren.
Hello.
And we see Ricky Wysocki with a comfortable 8-stroke advantage over myself at 34 under par, trailed by Väinö Mäkelä from Finland, and the other local superstar hero,
Linus
Carlsson. Starting off here on hole 1, par 328-meter uphill hole with out of bounds surrounding the green. Incredibly tricky starting hole.
Yeah, it's super. It's just so beautiful with the rock wall on the left side that plays OB, and you got huge wind on this hole now. So it's super difficult birdie to get.
Nice introduction here, and wow, oh my goodness, the gallery really showed up.
Oh, yes.
Talking to Jonas Grunden before, or actually during the round, he said the biggest gallery they had last year at this event, which wasn't a PDGA event, I don't believe, was 12 spectators.
Yeah.
I told him, I think you at least doubled that. And Ricky is going with an enforcer turnover here, which is a nice shot, a nice stable driver to try to fight the headwind. This was probably the windiest of the 5 rounds of this event.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was super windy. It was gusty as well.
And with an 8-stroke deficit here, the name of the game here, I believe, is just hold on to second and do the best you can to maybe make an attack early if you can.
Get up. Oh, nice. If you get like that little bit of a slide into the gap, you're feeling super good.
Yeah, that's a better drive than I'm really even hoping for, honestly.
Väinö here put up a super good putting round on jello as we saw before. See if we can keep up in a win.
And Väinö's going for the hyzer play to try to maybe crash into the wall up there. It flips up a bit too much.
That can be a little bit tricky. There's a lot of small trees over there that can stop your approach.
Pretty local from Borås, Sweden, Linus Carlsson.
What, did you forget something?
No, there was a branch that fell down.
Oh, okay.
I was just helping him out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't want him to trip. And obviously you hear the incredible support there from the local crowd here. Loving seeing their young kid do well. And it's a nice looking drive here.
Whoa. Come on, skip in.
That's a great shot.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be short of the circle, but still up there looking for a putt. That kid has just maintained his composure all week.
Oh, yeah.
Putted very well and thrown some incredibly impressive lines. It's been a pleasure playing with him thus far in the event.
Good run, though. There's quite a lot of OB around the baskets. You don't want to, like, super on it.
And Ricky with his first missed putt in 3 tournaments consecutively, I believe. I think it dropped, but I don't know. I thought that at the time, but looking at that, it really never had a chance. So we're going to have 4 pars in the starting hole, which is a hard hole to get when it's calm. When you've got a headwind like we had during this round, it's a super bonus birdie.
Oh, yeah. You're feeling quite okay with the par on this hole. It's like, if you can get it, it's super good.
Moving on to hole 2, par 3, 77-meter hole. This is one of the 3 birdies on the course, the par 3s that I feel like you step up to and you think to yourself, this is a must get.
Oh, yeah.
So few, I don't want to say easy birdie opportunities, but there's so few that are just right there in front of you that you really must take advantage of those opportunities because you know the course plays so difficult, especially with this heavy wind that we have.
Oh yeah, I was talking to Devin, and this is a righty hole. It's a great sidearm hole. It's not a good lefty hole, I would say.
Interesting. Yeah, and that's a good thought. A lot of times you have holes like this that break off to the right, and it opens up better for a player who's not turning their back to the fairway.
Yeah.
That can just stand forward looking and then address it with the forehand. And Ricky going with his Felon, and I'm going with my Sexton Firebird, and we're both up there around the green. So you agree with that?
I haven't thought about it. When Devin picked it up, I was like, yeah, maybe, because you want to like put it out straight and fade it a little bit, and I can see it is easier. For a lefty, you want to like push a hyzer all the way, and that's maybe a little bit trouble. Oh, here's a turnover line.
A little bit low, but if it caught enough edge, it could slide up there. And yeah, you can see he's about 15 meters short. Oh. Really nice run.
Oh, nice putt there. Oh,
Textbook.
Bad mini pickup though, but it's all right.
It's been a thing he's been struggling with his entire career.
Needs to practice a little bit.
You know, there's like Eagles fist bump. I believe Nate Sexton has a kind of a weird fist bump. Ricky's mini pickup. There's a lot of things that, you know, the intangible stuff that needs to be worked on.
Yeah, they're like the drop-in game.
Yeah, there's a lot of flair to be had there, and not many people take advantage of that. It's your opportunity to shine.
Okay.
Explorer is a very versatile fairway driver.
Nice straight flight and then a little small finish.
It holds basically any line.
This one is immediately in my bag, deciding the distance.
Fairly overstable, high-speed driver.
And my go-to flip-to-flat 450-foot shot is now a Ballista Pro.
You gotta love the catchy jingles of the Latitude 64 commercial. All right, on hole 3, par 4, 203 meter. What a grueling hole.
Oh yeah, it's super hard. You need to place your drive, otherwise you're not getting a birdie.
You look at these trees here. This fairway didn't just happen. They had this vision, and they made this fairway out of nothing. And this is the first time in the course that you really start to begin to appreciate the level of love and effort that's put into making this course and this facility so extraordinary, with the attention to detail really on every hole. I feel like this is the place where you start to like grasp the concept of that.
You see the basket on a mound, but oh, guys got lucky with a little bit of a mound there. Put the basket on. No,
that was probably built.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's just incredible.
Whoa, you going with the Anheuser play?
Yeah, Ricky likes this play here to give him a little bit more distance. He thought it was a little bit too tight, but it is. It's going to leave a tricky approach there because you need to be about another 3 or 4 meters right.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm going for the forehand Anheuser, and it actually was working out. It caught the top edge of that.
We stayed out?
The corner, and it put it back into the woods, so
no.
Didn't quite get the turn it needed to put it into the ideal landing zone.
It's the traditional play with just hyzer.
And that needs to get down, otherwise it's going to be too far left, but I think he's going to be okay. And this was looking really nice, but caught the edge of the fairway, which brought it back into the woods.
It's so nice on this. They have like, if you just get a little bit inside, there's woods, and then if you go far inside, it's impossible to get out.
It's nice to have an intermediate rough and then a deep rough, and that's kind of how you feel when you get into the woods here. And you see that Ricky is just pinched off too much to even be able to throw a shot other than a flick roller. Not much else you can really do from there.
No.
And even though I was only in the intermediate rough, I felt like I was in the deep rough because there's just sometimes you get over in the woods here and it's really difficult to find a lane through to get yourself some distance. But Linus showcasing that athleticism he has and throwing a really nice drive.
Yeah, the second shot is longer than the first shot here.
Yeah.
So you need to leave yourself with an open opportunity.
And Väinö keeping it a little bit too straight, and that's not what you're looking for, but that's going to be up there for a pretty easy par, hopefully.
This is an important approach. When it's so windy, mound.
And that carried a little bit longer than I was hoping for. That's going to leave me about 8 meters.
No. Is he running it?
I don't think he's running it. I don't think he's not running it, but I don't think he's running it. He's got so many strokes to play with that he can just have fun, I feel like. It's not, I mean, the only way you can really make up strokes is if Ricky messes up and takes bogey. So you can't get that many birdies on a course like this when it's this windy.
Yeah. And Linus draws medal, of course.
And Väinö has left himself pretty short putt for par. And I've left myself a long putt for bogey.
Oh, that was a good putt.
It's an important bogey putt. It's so often you see that putt missed low on the comebacker.
Yeah. Yep. And made it.
Väinö with a solid stroke there for his par. And Ricky's just barely over the rim, but again, he's just having fun this round, you know. It must be nice.
Just a stroll in the woods.
Just a stroll in the woods. Now it's 9-stroke lead here. We've played 3 holes, only 15 to go. That's the kind of, it's the kind of golf you want to play. You just want to have 9 strokes every time you go play.
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Hole 4 is a par 5, 300-meter hole here. We talked about this yesterday. There's so many different signature holes on this course.
Oh, yeah.
And this is certainly one of the signature holes, I feel like. It's a very demanding par 5 where you have to get through this gap and get about 100 to 110 meters off the tee to put yourself in the position where you're going to have a next shot down this tunnel. And then from there, it's about another, 150, 130 to giving yourself a look at the pin for a long eagle putt. If you
long eagle putt. Okay, yeah, I think it's even more than that almost.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So you can see, the corner is about 2/5 of the way to the hole.
Yeah.
And then from there, you have that long, straight, narrow alleyway, which you want to throw a straight shot, and then maybe another straight shot, and then you're up there looking for, hopefully, your putt for birdie.
One thing that's maybe I can pick up on the picture is everything is sloping just a little bit, so you have to commit to every shot. If you just throw your first shot and just fades off as the righty, you're way down there and roll play.
And Ricky has thrown a roller right down the gut. It's going to be a bit shorter than his roller that he threw during round 4, where it put him in perfect eagle position. He ended up hitting the basket for his eagle. Almost amazing. I want to say unheard of, because I believe Seppo Paju threed this hole with a going roller.
Yeah, a roller driver, long putt.
And Väinö with a nice shot down the middle. And Linus had to change discs a couple times in this hole because the wind kept picking up and dying down and picking up and dying down. And I think that he was trusting the disc to turn over out of his hand.
Oh, yeah.
And mine definitely turned over, but was fortunate to not hit anything.
You can see the wind just wanted to pick it up and drop it.
Yeah, it was happening all day long. And Linus with a fantastic recovery shot. Once again, with his back to the basket throwing, or back to the fairway throwing, a really nice controlled angle shot. Very difficult thing to do. And
That's too high?
that is too high. Väinö is back into the woods there.
Oh, this looks tasty.
And that's okay. That's a pretty decent shot from there. It's going to be a little bit short of the opening, but it's still manageable. And Linus not liking that shot as he turns it over into the woods on the right. And it's it's so important to stay out of these woods here.
Oh, yeah.
You can see that they're incredibly thick all the way up to the hole.
Or, yeah, Ricky was still going for some incredible roller play.
I don't know I don't know if he even had another option, really.
Oh, this is deep. Oh, what? Is he putting?
And he counter skips, and he's actually within 6 meters of the pin. Incredible recovery shot. And Väinö with his fourth, or maybe was that his fourth shot.
Oh, that looked good.
That's why you don't want to be off the fairway.
No, I tried to play my round. Just play a short.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out.
No, I didn't even need to ask. I knew the result. And Ricky parks his approach there. He's going to have a tap in for his par 5. And Väinö is worst letters in the sport. YSO, you're still out. And that is going to be a double bogey for Väinö.
Oh, did it lift?
It didn't drop.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say it lifted, but it never dropped.
Oh.
So that's going to be a par for an incredible par save from Linus, who was never in position, not one time, and managed to scramble his way through the hole, picking up the great, really rewarding 5 in his position.
Oh, yeah.
And Ricky saving his 5, and I tap in for mine, and Väinö's going to have to settle for a double bogey.
This always, when you're landing on the fairway, every shot, it seems so easy. But when you're just a little bit off, it's like...
You can see why it's such a daunting hole.
Yeah, it's a double bogey. It happens.
And speaking of signature holes, here we have the beautiful tight tunnel downhill by 4 meters, 110 meter long par 3, 5th. You see the rocks over here on the left and the beautiful trees and the rolling hills, and then you get all the way down to the pin, and it's on this really nicely sculpted stump, and then you have out of bounds behind the pin. So it's just, there's so many things that make this hole so beautiful, and the trees are just, they're scattered everywhere, but there is a line.
Yeah, there is lines, so you can get it down there, but the first gap that everyone's just aiming for, get out into the open.
Yep. If you hit this initial gap, you should be able to get somewhere near the pin on your second, but that is asking a lot. Ricky, who went forehand during round 4, hit an early tree and ended up taking a bogey, ends up making an adjustment. Going backhand, managing to somehow miss all the trees, and those claps mean that he did stay in bounds. And this is just what this kid does. He just throws beautiful rock shots. Rocks and T-birds and AVRs.
Yeah.
You know, the old Ken Climo method of disc golf, just keeping it simple. Fairway driver, mid-range, and putter.
What are you throwing here?
Throwing my S-Line MD2 that I stole from Seppo Paiu. He tried
Did you?
He told me I couldn't have it, and I said, yes, I can. and then I had it.
Okay.
And then it became mine.
Is he still missing it?
No.
Okay.
No, he plays for Prodigy. He wasn't missing it. That's why I felt that I deserved it.
Oh yeah.
And Väinö with the early tree kick, leaving him not as close as he'd like to be to the pin. And once again, anything outside the circle in this hole is so much harder than it is anywhere else, especially with the wind picked up.
Oh.
And Väinö needs to make this to avoid going 3 over in the last 2.
No hip.
Maybe the Anheuser doesn't get a hip.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, that's such a good birdie to get.
Any birdie on this round is impressive. There's not
Yeah.
one time when the wind had died down, even in the thick woods, and to do that on a hole that's this tight is just really it's impressive.
Yeah, super impressive.
Hole 6. What can you say about this hole? It's just 3 straight signature holes. I mean, it's something beautiful. And every time you come to this place, you just have to admire the beauty of what is put into this spot. Hole 6 is a par 4, 208-meter long, tight tunnel fairway shot all the way up. The tee shot, you'd like to get up here near this rock somewhere. And from there, you have the longest 100 meters of all time. It's just, you can see the basket when you get to the base of the hill. And it doesn't look like it's that far, but it just plays so much further.
Oh yeah.
That 9 meter in elevation rise doesn't really come into play until about that rock. So that's where you really start to feel the elevation.
Oh, here you can see the beautiful tee pad. So big, so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And Linus is going to be off to the left side. That is going to put him in a position to scramble for his par.
That's a good position to get a look at a birdie.
Oh yeah, you'd like to be on the right side of that rock if you can.
Oh, nice.
And that's the Star Wraith I just put in my bag recently. That's been flying so nice. One of my favorite discs for the woods. And Väinö with a beautiful shot as well, just off to the left side of the fairway. That opens up the hyzer line a little bit more. And a good shot there from the edge of the woods. And just unable to turn over my Thunderbird. Kicking off the corner tree back into the wood line.
You can see Ricky was kind of far up, but he landed in the upslope, so he's got a little bit of a tricky like run up.
Yeah, it was a little bit awkward for sure.
But it doesn't affect Ricky.
No.
Awkward stance. Beautiful sidearm there.
And that was just trying to lay up. When the crowd started making noise, you start thinking to yourself, did I mess up? Did I just make it? But no, that was never really the intent there. And Linus lays up. You should have a pretty easy par. I'd like to see Väinö make this after the last couple
Yeah.
holes. Hip locked in.
Oh, it just dropped.
It just dropped and never hyzered, you know? It's just, those are the kind of things that you see when the wind's blowing. The disc just doesn't react the way that you expect it to. But he ends the bogey streak with a par here on 6. And the par streak is alive and well for me. One of those streaks you don't really want to be on.
A cool par streak.
Yeah, just nice and cool. And Rick with a tap-in birdie there. Phenomenal approach shot. Showing that form that's unique to Ricky and only Ricky.
Yeah.
Moving on to hole 7, par 3, 120-meter hole. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. This is the 7th straight signature hole. It's just a beautiful shot. This is a unique hole to the sport. I mean, you have turnover shots, but there's nothing that's quite like this that I've experienced in this shape. At this distance, with this type of elevation drop, you're going down 12 meters, and that's a lot of distance.
Yeah.
And a lot of elevation drop for it's such a meticulous line that you have to hit.
Yeah, but it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I played it like, I don't know, 20 times, and I still haven't like locked it in.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that there's a lot of different options. As you see Rick try to go over the top anhyzer with a compass, it stalled out and got stuck in a tree.
Oh, that's
one way of trying to do it. And Linus, I believe, is going with a star T-bird. And that's a good-looking line, but you can see he's put the hands up. Please slow down, slow down.
whoa.
Not slowing down. And that's what happens when you go down that much downhill. You have to throw something that's going to be able to slow down once it is thrown down that perfect alleyway.
Yeah. Oh, that looks.
And I don't know if you can tell from that angle there, but I did barely brush the edge of that corner tree, which you have to be within. If you're throwing a forehand on this hole, you have to be within 1 meter of that tree. Otherwise, it's too wide.
Sidearm.
It is a very scary sidearm. It's almost a sucker gap. And Väinö has hit the tree that you need to just barely clear, and that is kicked almost backwards.
And Väinö is just always still in the open, but this is a difficult approach.
Oh yeah, you could put a tee pad right here and make it a somewhat challenging par 3.
Yeah, so much downhill and so open down with the basket, so you think you're like, oh, I'm parked, and now I'm outside the circle. Oh, it makes a circle. That's good.
I never saw it. They saw it, so that was good enough for me.
Oh yeah, it's.
Is that all right? Yeah, it's good. I don't know. I have no idea where your disc is.
No, that's not a good line.
No, go back another 200 feet. Actually, we're going to need you to start over on hole 3.
Just call Ricky, give him a 5 minutes heads up.
Yeah, you got 10 strokes. You can go back to hole 3. It wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Oh, that's a good run.
And Linus with a nice run, keeping the nose up all the way from 25 meters or so. And Väinö is just on a really rough stretch right now. He's going to be 4 over in the last 4 holes.
Now we come up to the open where the wind gonna pick up.
Hi there. Ricky's under the band and in on his 3rd. I think he looked at me like I shouldn't have made that putt. And I looked at him and I said, "You're right." Now, I want you to notice something. Ricky is wearing a hat right now.
Oh, okay.
And right now, Ricky is not wearing a hat. Hole 8, par 3, 110-meter hole. Slight elevation rise of 4 meters. I don't know what it is about this hole. It's got this archway here, this low canopy. It just plays very difficult. It's a very strict line that you have to hit.
Yeah.
And you can't really do much else other than throw that backhand with a fairway driver or a controlled driver up the middle. There's no way to really navigate it in any other way.
Oh.
And the reason I mentioned and Rick has gotten a nice kick into the middle.
What did you do with his hat?
I gave it to my caddy and I told him that he couldn't give it back to Ricky until he got a birdie.
Okay.
And the reason I did that is I wanted to showcase the mohawk that I carved into his head earlier in the week. I thought that it was important that people got to see the true colors of Ricky Wysocki.
Oh, that's nice.
I was just doing him a favor, I think.
That was a good shot from Linus. He's got a birdie look, at least.
Yeah, it was a great shot.
Did you just say your entire name?
Yeah, followed by you big dumb idiot.
Okay.
I just really wanted to commit to throwing with a little bit of Anheuser, and I threw it with Heiser for the third straight time on this hole, and I was just frustrated that I didn't make that correction. Oh, man. Doing commentary for your rounds. What a treat. What a treat.
And what Väinö did there is it's a little bit of a classic mistake. You want to, like, the basket's up to the left, but it's kind of a straight shot.
Yeah, you don't want to throw anything that really has that much Heiser potential. You just throwing it straight is really all you need.
Rick is having fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Come on.
Ooh. That AVR X3 is so good for that kind of shot. I really like that. Rick uses the harp for that shot. I use my AVR X3, and it just gives me a chance to run shots but not have to feel like I'm going to go super long if I miss. And Väinö, with a nice pitch out from there, it can get really tricky.
Linus was this far.
And I'm going to say this is his second, not a bonus birdie. This is a hole you feel like you'd like to get, but no one else on the card birdied hole 5. No one else on the card birdied hole 8.
Yeah.
Good birdies to pick up, and right now, we're actually tied for second place at 34 under. Making a good good run here.
Yes.
And that's really the battle that's going on in this card right now, is who can jockey for that second position.
Yeah.
And the par streak is alive and well with Koling. Once again, it just continues. But Linus here with another really nicely executed birdie.
He had an awkward stance there against the rocks as well.
I feel like that's when he performs his best, though. The awkward stances haven't seemed to have affected him at any time.
Should just carry a big rock with him.
Yeah, exactly. Hole 9 is a par 4, 255-meter hole. And going downhill 6 meters in elevation. Really just want to crush one off the tee here. If you can avoid this tree off to the middle here, and there's a few power lines over on to the right side of the fairway, you just want to get somewhere near the edge of the shadows down here in the fairway so you can have a nice, easy approach to this basket, which is sitting on top of the mound.
All right, to call out Simon. If you're Simon, you have a putt on this hole.
Mm-hmm.
He did a roller and it went around the corner and was not even jump putting, just putting.
That's a 200-plus meter shot.
Yeah,
off
it was
the tee.
so nice of a roller. It was insane.
Yep. Linus a bit turned over, and
Oh no, he hit the line.
He hit the line. A very unfortunate break for Linus, who looked like he had thrown a nice-looking shot.
Yeah, maybe turned up a little bit, but I think he had a stable disc in his hand. So.
And Ricky just going huge with this enforcer.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice. If you can throw it so far that you have like an open approach, it's so nice.
Mm-hmm. Big-time advantage. I liked what Ricky did, so I was going to try it, except there's a tree in the way.
He just popped out of nowhere.
Just grew up, sometime in the last 100 years. All of a sudden, it was there. And Väinö going for the big open shot. making a pretty smart decision to avoid hitting that tree that's in the way. And he's out there. He's far away from the pin because of the hyzer, but that's going to give him an open look to the pin.
Oh. What? Whoa, that's good from that position. A little bit of a scare because OB to the left as well.
Yeah, you can get out of bounds if you go too far straight or left, but there was really, I didn't think there was much of a risk going for the big roller there, and Linus electing to go for the roller play as well, and from those positions being short of the fairway, those are pretty good shots.
Yeah.
And that looks like a mid-range of sorts there for Väinö as he's put himself up there in birdie range. Got a little bit of the sit, go talk that Ricky's so good at. Not knowing what he wants his disc to do. But it always does what he wants it to do. You know? Like, what?
You can't pick it up on the... Here, it's super windy here.
It makes these putts on these mountains so much more difficult. Hip engaged, putt in. A nice birdie for Väinö, who's had a pretty tough stretch over the last 5 holes. Getting one back there, and Ricky extending that lead to 11 strokes now. Must be nice. 9 to go, 11-stroke lead. Well, that's going to conclude the front 9 as we see Ricky playing good golf, just staying away from the bad big numbers which can come out of nowhere on this course, especially in these windy conditions. You can see there's almost as much red as there is green on the scorecard, and that's to be expected. The front 9 is a very difficult 9.
Yeah.
Back 9 is sets up to be a little bit more attackable, so we can see what happens on the back 9 as the chase card has some excellent players trying to make a run for that second place spot. Make sure you join in and tune in for the conclusion from the Open 2018 presented by Latitude 64.